Okay, we're back. Anyway, we just got done doing Hagar's guide. Now we're going to do Maki. I should probably point out Maki is not one of the best characters to speedrun Final Fight 2. I mean, she's not bad, but at the same time, one of the downsides about using Maki is her punch range, as we'll quickly show right now. So basically, Maki is the first female playable character in the Final Fight series. Lucia becomes the next one after her in Final Fight 3. As you can see right here, Maki's punch is not very long, whereas Carlos and Hagar pretty much have very long range punches. Maki is the takes over Guy as the speedy type. She also uses Bijinyu Ninjutsu as her primary fighting style. So basically, this chain attack we just did is basically her 5-hit combo. It's nearly reminiscent of Guy's chain attack minus the roundhouse kick to uprising kick. That uprising kick can also be used to counter Leon's and Roberts or Eliza's and Mary's. But this is one of the real reasons why not many people speedrun with this character. Namely because, unfortunately, this move, in general, is very short range. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cover jump attacks. Alright. So this is a stationary jump kick. Doesn't really do a very high lot of damage, but it does do well. Whereas our forward jump kick will basically do more. So she does have a elbow grab attack, elbow attack that she does when you do down attack, and you can use that to stun enemies. You can also do this against a whole wide of enemies. And you can basically get them in melee combos if you want to set them up for that move. But technically that's all of Maki's jump attacks. The stationary one is not a very high damager, neither is the elbow drop, but you definitely want to use the forward kick as much as possible. Like I said before, you do not want to be knocking enemies off the screen. Alright, so now our next goal is going to be grapple strikes. She does have a standard shoulder throw. She also does knee strikes. The damage combined is not nearly as high as Carlos's, but it does get the job done. Plus the throw is a little bit stronger, I believe. Anyway, basically what it does is that you basically want to rack up as much damage as possible. What you can do is just do some infinite attempts. Unfortunately, I'm not doing very well with infinite attempts with Maki. In fact, that does way more damage than your stationary knee strikes for the most part, but the throw is very useful. If you're very good with doing infinites with Maki, you can definitely set up groups of enemies together with the throw and get them all at once. Now we're going to cover Maki's strongest attack in the entire game, and that's the handstand kick. This extra droid does way higher damage than Hagar's pile driver by 3 points. But there is a caveat: if you do it way too close to enemies, it does way less than your typical damage if they did it outside that range. In fact, this almost puts Maki in a very delicate position of relying so heavily on this move as opposed to using a standard infinite. So technically, if you don't want to be burning your whole life bar, it's probably a good idea not to be using the handstand kick a whole lot, but it's technically Maki's most high damaging move in the entire game. And it's definitely well worth using, especially when you're coming up against enemies like Alice's and Johnny's or Dory's or enemies with very high health. It really does cut down the amount of HP that the enemies do have. And given the fact that Maki needs as much damage, it's probably sometimes generally a good idea to do that for the most part. Now, there is one more move I do want to show for Maki before we move on to Carlos. But anyway, that's how you do the elbow drop. You can hit multiple enemies with it. One interesting note about Maki in higher difficulties is that her chain attack damage is way higher than Hagar's and Carlos's. But like I said before, you don't want to be using chain attacks for your primary damage. You want to be using them mostly for infinites. So the last move I'm going to cover is Maki's off-the-wall jump. Actually, I can't seem to... Actually, we might have to go to a fight one-on-one to do that move, because unfortunately we can't do it here. Now, sometimes you can do off-the-wall jumps moves with crates and barrels. But it looks like you need to use walls for that, obviously. But yeah, right there is that is the off-the-wall jump. Basically, you can use that as a surprise attack. If you're holding the opposite direction when you hit jump on the wall, basically you'll either launch Maki or either forward or at a short distance. You can also cancel out the jump attack kick with the elbow drop if you want. So anyway, once we fight one-on-one, I'll show you a little bit more understandable move. So basically, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage as far as I know. But anyway, you can also use that, and you can also change the attack. And like that, you can also cancel the kick for the elbow drop instead. That's also a pretty good surprise move. But there aren't a whole lot of walls in this game, but if you want to use that in speedruns, go on ahead. It's not really something most runners will use. But it's a pretty good sneaky trick to use. I'll finish this fight with one-on-one, and then we'll move to Carlos. Alright, so basically what you want to be doing with Maki, the same with Carlos, is to always use the infinite. You probably want to use the off-the-wall jump a whole lot, but you can use that as a surprise attack if you're near walls and get cornered by enemies. You can also alter the attack by either doing an elbow drop or holding forward when you do the second jump off the wall to make a short distance attack, or holding the opposite direction and get a more long-range attack out of that. But technically, what it really comes down to using Maki is not only the infinite, but also to utilize the extra joy, because that's her huge damage move. But like I said before, you want to make sure you don't want to be abusing that so much unless you're going to weaponize your life for the most part. But anyway, that's going to probably be it for Maki. She does have her weaknesses, but that doesn't mean that she's not really playable or runnable. It's just you got to deal with the weaknesses in addition to whatever she comes with. But anyway, I'll take another break right here, and I'm going to get some more water again, and then we're going to go to Carlos, and that'll be it for the guides for today.